Imagine a woman in her mid-70s, leather jacket slung over her shoulder, eyes sparkling with the fire of a lifetime on stage. She's staring down the barrel of a microphone, ready to spill the one story she's held close for decades, the duet that didn't just top charts, but cracked open her heart. At 75, Suzi Quatro is finally laying it all bare about Chris Norman, the voice that stumbled into hers and changed everything. This isn't just a tale of hits and spotlights. It's about vulnerability wrapped in rock and roll grit. A reminder that even the toughest icons have soft spots that ache. Born in the gritty heart of Detroit back in 1950, Suzi grew up with music pulsing through her veins like a second heartbeat. Her dad strummed chords at family gatherings, turning their home into a makeshift jam session where dreams took shape amid the everyday chaos. From those early days, she wasn't content to just listen. She grabbed a bass guitar, her fingers finding the strings like old friends, and started carving out her sound. Short, fierce riffs that demanded attention in a world that often tried to hush girls like her got by her teens. Suzi was already defying the odds, rounding up her sisters for an all-girl band that tore through local garages with raw energy. Picture it, amps buzzing, crowds of kids wide-eyed, watching these women command the stage when most folks figured rock was a boys' club. She belted leads, thumped bass lines that shook the floorboards, and owned every note with a swagger that said, "This is my space now." It was messy, exhilarating. The kind of start that plants roots deep enough to weather storms. But here's where the road got bumpy. Fast forward to the early 70s, and Suzi packs her bags for England, chasing a hunch from a sharp-eyed producer who spots her spark across the Atlantic. America? Still warming up to a woman wielding a bass like a weapon. Over there, though, doors flew open. Her debut single explodes a raw, urgent track that climbs straight to the top, selling millions and whispering to every dreamer, "You can rewrite the rules." Suddenly, she's not just playing music. She's shattering ceilings, her voice a battle cry for anyone sidelined by the status quo. Through the 70s, hits keep rolling in like thunder. Tracks about wild nights, devilish drives, untamed spirits. On stage, she's a vision leather hugging her frame, bass slung low, striding like she owns the damn world. And she does, in those moments. But success like that? It comes with shadows. The industry chews up trailblazers, especially women who refuse to play small. Whispers of doubt, battles for respect, the weight of being the first. Would she burn bright and fade? Or could she hold the line, inspire the next wave, to pick up where she left off? She did more than hold it. Suzi branched out, slipping into TV roles that let her charm shine off stage. Tough as nails character on a beloved sitcom, proving her edge translated anywhere. Icons like the queens of punk and pop later tipped their hats, saying her fearlessness gave them permission to roar. Joan Jett, Chrissy Hind, Debbie Harry, they all stood on shoulders forged in that Detroit fire. Suzi's not just a name on a record. She's the blueprint for breaking free. Yet, even as the applause echoed, life tugged at her edges. In 76, she ties the knot with her guitarist, a steady hand amid the tour bus whirl. They build a life, kids, a grand old house in the English countryside, a haven from the roar. Motherhood crashes into stardom like waves on rocks. Late nights writing lullabies instead of lyrics, canceling gigs for fevered brows. She juggles it all with that unyielding grit, but cracks form. 16 years in, the marriage unravels, leaving her to navigate single parenthood in a manner that suddenly feels too vast. What now? The stakes climb higher. She's got a legacy to protect, young hearts to guide, and a voice that's starting to wonder if the spotlight dims with age. But Suzi? She rebounds. A new partner enters the frame, a music insider from Germany who gets the chaos, offers quiet strength. The house fills again with grandkids' laughter, a brief balm against the quiet. Then, empty rooms return, that hollow ache of nests fledging. She lists the place, eyes on fresh horizons, splitting time between English hills, Hamburg's vibrant hum, and Detroit's pull. Each spot a thread in the tapestry of a life lived loud and wide. If this story touches your heart, please share it with someone who needs a reminder that reinvention is always possible. And through it all, one thread glows brighter, pulling us forward. That duet from '78, the one that fans have romanticized into legend. Stumbling In with Chris Norman. What really simmered beneath those harmonies? Hold that thought, because as Suzi hits her stride in radio, spinning tailors on the BBC, with wit and warmth, the air crackles with what's coming. Shows packed with classics, her voice weaving history like a spell. Listeners lean in, not just for the tunes, but for her, the woman who's lived it, breathed it, bled for it. Albums drop into the 2000s, fierce as ever, proving time bends to passion, not the other way around, but rewind to that pivotal spark. Late 70s, Suzi's a force, Smokies riding their own wave of mellow grooves. A producer matches them, half expecting a footnote. Instead, magic brews. They step into the studio, voices tangling effortless as breath. No egos clashing, just pure flow. The track climbs charts, nestles into hearts worldwide, a soft confession amid her harder edges. Number 4 in the States, a staple that lingers like a first kiss. Years pile on, rumors swirl. Was it more than notes? A hidden flame? Suzi lets the question simmer, building that quiet tension. Now, at 75, she unpacks it, voice steady but laced with feeling. Chris? Pure ease, she says, a smile in her words. No posturing, just real. We clicked from the first run through like we'd been harmonizing forever. Laughter filled the booth. Respect paved the way. He warmed the room, a gentleman who shared the light without dimming hers. For a solo warrior used to calling shots, it was a gift. Collaboration without chains. The whispers? She chuckles them off. Folks spin tailies of backstage sparks, but ours was simpler, deeper. Adoration, yes, rooted in the craft. Both tethered to our lives, we honored that. What bloomed was friendship, the kind that forges gold. No tragedy here, just truth. A bond that outshines fleeting heat. And the song? It peeled back her armor, revealed the tender undercurrent to her thunder. I'll forever be the bay's slinging rebel, she muses. But this let the world hear my whisper too. Vulnerable, yet unbreakable. Suspense lifts as she paints the now. They reconnect like old vinyl, seamless and sweet. Anniversaries spark calls, stories retold with the same spark. Time folds away with him, she shares, fondness thick. That ease? A treasure I guard. The track's pulse endures. Echoing stumbles into love's wild, unknown, uncertain steps that lead to wonder. At any age, it hits home, a mirror to our own leaps dot in the quiet of 75. Suzi tours still, bass humming defiance, voice a beacon for the bold. That collaboration? It crowns her highlights, a luminous peak. A true present, she says, eyes distant with gratitude. Chris gifted me harmony, memories that echo eternal. Her story? A symphony of grit and grace, proof that stumbling in can lead to standing tall. If her fire ignites something in you, hit that like button, subscribe for more tailies that rock the soul, and share this with a friend chasing their own chorus. Because stories like Suzi's, they don't just play, they change the tune.